$1. Anybody start me out $1. Anybody start me out $1 bid. Anybody bid one. $1 start. Anybody start me out. Anybody be the bidder. $1 bid now two. Thank you. $1 bid now two. Anybody bid two. $2 bid now three. $2 bid now three. Anybody bid three. Anybody bid three. $2 bid now three. $2 bid now three. $3 bid now four. $3 bid now four. Anybody bid four? Remember, it's choice of $3 bid now four. Hello, folks. My name is Mark Stinson, and I'm your Texas licensed auctioneer. And today, I would like to talk to you about uh, auctions versus yard sales. And there's a lot of benefits to going to the auction instead of going to the yard sale. And my wife, she'll write me out a script and everything, and she gets mad at me because I don't keep to the script because I just like to talk from the heart and tell you as I feel. And so uh, when you're going to an auction uh, versus a yard sale, uh, first of all, it's indoors, and 99% of the time, the auctions are indoors, unless if you're at a you know uh, auction doing a home or property, and then sometimes it's indoors because they just have pictures of the property and pictures of the map of the property and pictures of the homes and stuff like that. So sometimes they're inside too. But so it's in air conditioning. I mean, we're down here in Texas right now. We're in the triple digits, and it's no fun going out in the triple digits trying to find items that you like or want or need. And another thing is that you have to get in your car and you drive around, and so you're getting in and out of the air conditioning and the pollen's high and it's just it makes you feel a little miserable. uh you come to the auction, you just drive up and you're there, and that's where you spend the whole time. So that's another thing. You're not spending gas, you're not wasting a lot of gas driving around going to auction, because when you go to an auction, most of the time, you go to an auction or yard sale, excuse me. When you go to the yard sale, they might have 30, 40 items, and then you drive maybe a mile or two, and then you go to that yard sale and they might have 50 items, and then you drive to another yard sale, might be 3, 4 miles away, and then they've only got 20 items. So you have to spend a lot of gas to go around to see multiple items. Where at an auction, all in one place, they have, 700, 800, 1,000, 3,000 items all there in one place for sale. So that's another reason why it is uh, good to better to go to an auction than it is a yard sale. Um, and another reason for going to the auction is uh, you pretty much set the price. When you see an item, let's say it's a brand new item still in the box, and if you went to Walmart and bought it, it would be $30. And so the if you go to yard sale and it's a brand new item, they might want $25, right? And you're going to pay what they want. But if you go to an auction and you see that item, you say, well, you know what? It's worth $30. I could probably get it for $30 brand new, and it's still in a box, so it's never been opened, so it's really considered brand new. Um, that I might pay $15. Heck, that's 50% off. You know, so and then you set your price at $15, and I got it up and I started out at $5. and then the bidding goes up and it's all the way up to $15, and you have the winning bid of $15, let's say. And then so a person, behind you decides that, you know what, they'll spend $16. This is a $30 item, it's brand new, they'll spend $16. So now it's up to you. If you don't want to spend $17 for a brand new $30 item, that's up to you. But then if you really want it, you're going to have to bid. You have to win the bid. But I mean, that's your choice. So see, that's the difference of an auction versus going to a yard sale or a store or whatever, because they set the price, and at the auction you set the price. So you decide what you want to pay and what you can pay. And so another thing, that an auction is more repetitive. Um, we plan to have, like most auctions, especially consignment auctions and fundraisers, but consignment auctions are usually just about every weekend, or they're twice a month, but most generally they're every weekend. So they have all these items, and they get 700-800 items, and they try to sell all them items every weekend. So on the items, when you go to a yard sale, if the person hasn't sold their items, and if they put it out the following weekend, it's the same thing. You go by there, you drive by there, it's the same stuff. So, but when you go to an auction, now it's all different stuff. Every weekend, it's different things, because they have hundreds and hundreds of clients and people that just bring their items that they want to sell. And so you always have different. And if the auctioneer doesn't sell it right away, then he's going to put it back a little, wait for a few auctions, so that he can introduce you with newer things. So that's another good reason why it would be better to go to an auction than a yard sale. And when you go to an auction, uh, you get a bidder card that's all free. It doesn't cost nothing to get in the door or anything. But uh, uh, like if you're having a yard sale, you here in Texas, you have to buy a permit. So you have to make sure you at least sell enough to cover your permit. But when you go to a yard sale, sometimes there are some good things about a yard sale. I'm not trying to downsize a yard sale, because my wife and I, we like going to yard sales, but we pick and choose the ones we want to go to. Um, if they mention some of the items that we're interested in, then we'll go. But if they don't mention nothing, or just say they have a yard sale, or if we're on the way home, then we won't go. But if like say we're on our way home from somewhere, and we pass by a sign that says yard sale, we might go to that one. But most generally, we pick and choose. So a yard sale is very limited, and they're all stretched out. Where an auction, everything's all in one place, and you are more part of the process, at an auction, because you are the ones bidding, and you bid against each other, and it kind of makes it fun. But you're comfortable. You have a chair to sit in. You have places to put your items. You get your items right away, just like a yard sale. At a yard sale, um, when you pick up the item and you ask how much they want for it and everything, uh, then you pay for it, you have possession of it then, just like an auction. Uh, but and some auctions they'll barter with you. If they got $10 on an item and you say, well, I can pay 8, and sometimes they'll take it for 8, but most generally they won't take $8 instead of 10. It depends on how long they've been sitting out there, really, and how much money they've made for the day. So, but at an auction, it's always the same. You set what you want to pay, and that's why I say it's up to you. Um, if you can't pay no more than $15, and the bid goes up to 17, and you think to yourself, well, I would really like that item, but I really don't want to pay $17. Well, then you just don't get it, and then later on down the road, you'll have to wait and save your money to get it at the store, or maybe you can find it at a yard sale cheaper, which I kind of doubt, but usually that's why you get good deals at a auction, because you set the price. Uh, and the crowd uh, there really sets the pace. Sometimes the items sell real fast, and sometimes the items sell real slow. So it depends on the crowd, and because the crowd pretty much sets the pace of bidding and all this and that. And if you pay attention, it's a lot of fun. You won't get in trouble with your bidding. You won't spend more than you want to. They're like on the bidding cards. Um, there's they have the rules on the back of the bidding cards, but you can write on the back of the bidding cards and add up as you bid for things. So you can keep track. You can sit there and keep track of what you're spending. Just like when you go in the store. My wife and I, when we get groceries, she has a little pocket notebook, and we round everything off to the nearest dollar. We don't do the cents, but we round everything off to the nearest dollar. And then as we're putting things in the cart, she'll write down how much it is, and to the nearest dollar, and then we pretty much know what we're going to pay. It's usually over. We usually estimate over the amount of what we're going to pay, which is good. So we know basically how much money we've spent. And so that's another reason why an auction is more fun uh, than a yard sale. Um, it's hard to write down stuff in a yard when you're driving around on the road. I don't know if people tried it. I try it all the time, and it just frustrates me sometimes because of the bumps and everything, and you have to keep your eyes on the road, and the traffic and stuff. So you stop at a red light and you hurry up and try to jot something down, and then it's just it gets pretty frustrating. So and it's relaxed, at an auction you can be relaxed. Even I say it's exciting. Well, it is exciting, but you're also relaxed because you're having fun. It's a good atmosphere. It's a good clean atmosphere, family oriented. So it's a good clean atmosphere. Um, so you're more relaxed and you just have fun. And so that's one of the things why a another reason why an auction more is better than a yard sale. Now, at a yard sale, you meet people and things like that, but at an auction, you might have 300-400 people there, and so you're going to meet more people at an auction that you would at a yard sale. because there's more people, uh, and it's an event where you can, unless if you have a van or a bus, you can't invite a whole bunch of friends at an auction or at a yard sale because you have to travel around. So in order to invite a bunch of your friends, they either got to follow you in another vehicle and you're all separated till you get there and everything. But at an auction, you can all sit in the same area and talk to each other and this and that, and be there together through the whole time that you're there. And so that's another good reason why it's kind of nice to be at an auction and a yard sale. Um, Man, I could just there's just so many things that an auction benefits. And I would like to remind you that uh, my wife and I, Joan and I, we're, people don't understand when we tell people that we're not out to get rich, and we're out to help our community because that's important to us. And so we just want to make a modest living. Now, we've made a very uh, good living our whole lives. I'm retired. I made very good money, and but we just want to use our business to um, help the community, and just get a modest living. You know, we don't want to get rich. We want to spread the wealth to where it needs to go. And so that's one of the things that's exciting about an auction because auctions really help the communities in many, many ways. And and if you have any questions, you can call me. Uh, you can check our website on Facebook. We're on Facebook, and there's information there to contact me. Or we're here on YouTube. We got a YouTube channel, and you can as we do auctions, as we have auctions come up, we always get on YouTube and we showcase items that we're having in the auction. Of course, we're having 700, 800, but we cannot show everything. But we can showcase items if we have a live stream a week. We can show 2 or 3 different items every week, and that you might be interested in. But and we always tell you the time and everything, so it gives you a lot of information about the auctions that are up and coming. And so I'm kind of getting off track here because I'm not keeping up with the I'm not paying attention to my wife's you know uh, schedule of things, and it kind of it gets you irritated a little bit at me. But I mean, we've been together 40 years, so she's kind of used to it a little bit. And it's just all in fun. So um but another thing, I'm kind of getting off track here because I really want to and try to tell you folks that uh, if you come to an auction, it's a good experience. And my wife and I have been going to auctions, 30 years. We have friends that own auction houses up north, and we've been going to them for years, and we have never had a bad experience at an auction, never. And we have had, you know, bad experiences going to yard sale. One time we went to a yard sale and we parked there in the street, and the neighbor come running out. Oh, you can't park there. You're in front of my home. You can't park there. And they just really got irate with us. And I didn't argue or nothing. So I don't want to argue or anything. We just wanted to go to the yard sale, and so I got in a truck and moved it. And there were quite a few people at the yard sale, uh, you know, 10 people, 10, 12 people. Well, that could be 7, 8 cars or vehicles, pickup trucks and cars. So there really wasn't much of a place to park. So, but I had eventually had to go down about 2, 3 blocks away and then walk down to the yard sale. And when I got there, my wife, she had already looked at all the things at the yard sale, and of course, then nothing interested her, so she was ready to leave. And so, I just kind of quickly looked around, but that's another thing about a yard sales. You have to really be careful, uh, because you have to know where you're parking. You don't want to, block people's driveways and things. You want to be considerate, and so that poses another problem at a yard sale. Uh, Now there are community yard sales that are a little better because like a lot of times at a church they'll have a community yard sale and they'll have it all set up in the yard, and then you can uh, park in their parking lot, or there are places that have it in community yard sales in huge parking lots, and that makes it better because you have a place to park. But a lot of times at a yard sale, they're just in, apartment complexes or housing complexes, and there's not a lot of parking. They only allow, at these places, they only allow a couple vehicles per person that lives there, so parking is very limited when you go to yard sales. And at an auction, they have the auction, especially the auction house, they have their own parking lots. And if they know that they're crowds, they know that they have, you know, 200, 300 people show up. So they make sure that they have enough parking for everybody. Because they at an auction, they do everything at an auction to stay away from animosity. They don't want to create no animosity. They want everybody to have fun because they want to have fun and enjoy it. So, because we want you to come back. We want you to see and understand what um, value an auction has. Over the year, especially in the past, because of how auctions started, it kind of got a bad name. But today, even 50 years ago, the auction business has changed so much that it is totally different, and it's an honorable trade, uh, just like any other good trade. So and it's a good business because it creates a service, and um, and it helps the community, which is more important than anything, is to be able to help the community. Because let's face it, folks, we're all in this together, and if we can't get along and help each other, then we're going to fail. So as a whole, so that's the benefits of an auction. It really can help us out, help everybody out, um, and and we can have fun doing it. So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about uh, an auction we have coming up. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away yet. But next week, I'm not sure the day. It might be Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. I'll post it on my Facebook page, and you'll see when I do the live stream for the auction that we have coming up. But my wife and I, we are very excited. This is a very special auction, and it's very special to us. And so I hope you tune in and check us on Facebook, and make sure when you watch our videos, subscribe and ring that bell, because when you ring that bell, then you get put in on a list. Now that list doesn't go to us, or and it's private, but what it does is it puts you on a list, and every time I do a live stream, that you are notified. So if you didn't get to see me on Facebook, if you didn't get to look at Facebook that day and I happen to have a live stream, you didn't know I was having a live stream, and the day that I have the live stream, you're going to get notified that, hey, Mark's having JMS Auction Barn's having a live stream today. And then so you can watch it if you want, or I mean, you don't have to watch the live stream when it's live. You can watch it at a later time because it's still there, but because we post it. But still, it's just kind of nice to know when there's live streams, especially when there's up and coming auctions that you might be interested in or concerned. So please subscribe and ring that bell, and look for us on Facebook. And you get a lot of information on Facebook, and especially about upcoming auctions. Because once we start doing uh, live streams about the up and coming auction, we'll also be posting pictures and of items and everything, and talk about our auction that's coming up on our on Facebook. So I hope you check us out on Facebook, and ask for friend requests, and because we just love to meet people, and we hope you come and enjoy it, and help us to help the community, and help us to help you. So I think I'm going to call it a day, and I hope you come and see us. Bye, folks. Bye.